This lesson is on another set of special products called the product of a sum and a difference. This is when we're multiplying one binomial that is a sum and one binomial that's a difference. So again, this is another set of multiplying binomials that you can do using your own methods, FOIL, distributive property, box method. But again, it's a special circumstance where there's a formula that can be applied. There's a pattern. It's especially important because this one's going to be used a lot in later math classes. It's one that you should be able to do immediately. You should understand how it simplifies, and if you have to, use the other methods, but I hope that you learn and memorize this formula. So a product of a sum and a difference, this is when we have something like a plus b. Remember, a and b are just representing either variables or numbers. They're representing monomials. So we have our sum, and then we have times, that's the product of a sum and a difference, a minus b. If we were to multiply this out using FOIL, we'd see a times a. So remember, or not even FOIL, let's just use the distributive property. A times a is a squared. A times negative b is minus ab. Positive b times a is plus ab. And then positive b times negative b is minus b squared. Well, when you're looking at this, you see that we have two ab's, but one is a negative and one is a positive. It's like negative 1ab plus 1ab. If we think about it, negative 1ab plus 1a, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So they cancel out, and we're left with a squared minus b squared. So the product of a sum and a difference is a squared minus b squared. It is the first term squared minus the second monomial squared. Let's look at an example. We have x minus 4 times x plus 4. I notice that they're the same. I've got an x and a 4, but the only thing that's different is the minus and the plus. So let's use our formula, a squared minus b squared. Well, again, we want to write out what is a, what is b. A is the first term, so that's going to be x. B is the second term, which is 4. Remember, we are not including the signs, the minus and the plus, that's taken care of within the formula. So just take the number or the variable. Well, a squared, that's x squared minus b, which is 4 squared. So we're left with x squared minus 4 squared is 16. It is a much, much faster way of doing multiplying polynomials, of doing FOIL, of doing the distributive property, of doing the box method. Let's look at another example. We have 2c minus 3 times 2c plus 3. Again, we see that we have the same monomials, but minus and a plus. So let's think of what is our a, what is our b. A is going to be 2c. B is going to be 3. Remember, we are ignoring the pluses and the minuses. And our formula is a squared minus b squared. So plugging in, we have a, which is 2c squared, minus b, which is 3 squared. 2c squared, that is 2c times 2c. 2 squared is 4, c squared. So 4c squared minus 3 squared, which is 9. Again, it is such a faster way of multiplying these binomials. Okay, looking at another example, it doesn't matter if the constant comes first or the monomial, this 5q, is second. It's the same thing. A is going to be 3, b is going to be 5q. We're still applying the same formula, a squared minus b squared. So let's plug in our numbers. A is 3, so 3 squared, minus b, which is 5q squared. Now I don't want you changing the orders of these because the minus and the plus go to the 5q, so it's important that this minus sign is in front of the 5q. It's best to just leave the binomials as they are and apply them in the formula. So we have 3 squared, which is 9, minus 5 squared, which is 25, and q squared, which is q squared. So 9 minus 25q squared. Looking at one more example, we have x squared minus 1 times x squared plus 1. Even though we have exponents in here now, the same rules apply. A is going to equal x squared, b is going to equal 1, and we have a squared minus b squared. While looking at this, a is x squared, so that is x squared squared minus b, which is 1, squared. X squared squared is 2 times 2. We multiply the exponents. So x to the 4th minus 1 squared, which is 1. So x to the 4th minus 1 is the product of x squared minus 1 times x squared plus 1. Just to review, this is a faster way to do FOIL, distributive property, or the box method when we have the product of a sum and a difference. It's a special product. It's not required, but it is a lot faster and easier. However, I do want to remind you that in later math classes like Algebra 2, you will be expected to see this faster, but it's just going to take some time and practice to get used to.